Right, and so we start with question number 9. It is electrodynamics. So they say to us the diagram below shows different positions of the coil rotating in a clockwise direction in an AC generator. Now, please keep in mind the moment they tell us that we've got a generator, we know that we're going to use the right-hand rule, right? Okay, so they say at position A, we are at 0 degrees. Okay, now notice in this case that we've got the magnetic field moving from north to south. Okay, and notice that the angle between the magnetic field as well as the position of your armature is at 90 degrees in that case. Okay, right, that's very important because think about it. So when we talk about magnetic flux, that's E multiplied by A, right? So it's going to be the magnetic field, right, multiplied by the area, and this is multiplied by the cos of the angle phi, right, which is the angle between the magnetic field as well as the cross section of your armature. Okay, right, and I want you to always think about this. So the moment that when is cos of an angle equal to 0, right? If you think about it, cos of 90 degrees would be 0, all right? So meaning that you prefer for the angle between, or rather for you to have maximum magnetic flux, right? So E is minus n multiplied by the change in magnetic flux divided by change in time. So for you to have maximum change in magnetic flux, in that case, it means that your angle over there, right, must be at 0 degrees, all right? Or if you want to have maximum flux, not change in magnetic flux. All right, now we'll talk about that as we continue. They say use the principle of electromagnetic induction to explain how an AC generator works. Okay, so remember, how does electromagnetic induction work, right? So here, what we're doing is that we are changing, okay, the position, by changing the position of the armature, within the magnetic flux, right? So by changing or rotating the position of the armature within the magnetic field causes a change in magnetic flux, all right? And the change in magnetic flux will in turn induce a current. Okay, right. So by changing the position, we're changing the magnetic flux linkage, and as a result induces current according to Faraday's law. Okay, right. Let's go to the next one. At which positions during the rotation of the coil will the maximum EMF be induced? Right, now remember what I said to you, okay? Now don't mind the angles that are given there to us. That's in reference to, that's their own reference, right? Now remember what we said. We said for us to have maximum magnetic flux, the cos of the angle phi in this case, and we said for maximum, remember the cos, the cos graph. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So for maximum, this is when the angle between the magnetic field and your armature is 0, right? So meaning they are parallel to each other. So where are they parallel to each other? It's over there. Okay. And so in that case, it must be at position C. All right, so this is going to be at position C. Now they say to us, draw the graph of the induced EMF versus time, indicate the positions A, B, C, D, and E on the graph. All right, now let's go into it. So please remember to label your axes. So this is going to be your EMF. So what did we say? Over here, they're at 90 degrees to each other. Sorry, so this is going to be 0. Okay? And then what happens as I start to rotate, I can see that I will start increasing, okay? And it will be maximum at C. Okay, so which means this is going to be position A, B will be somewhere there, C is our maximum position. Okay, and then D, we're now beginning to decrease until we get to 0. Right, and so that's it. So that's going to be D, and E, we've got our 0 position. So that is what it is going to look like. Okay, so in that case, we haven't gotten a full cycle as yet. Okay, right, now they say to us, oh, okay, so this has nothing to do with the previous question. A 100 ohm resistor is connected to this generator. If the peak voltage produced by the generator is 170 volts, calculate the RMS current passing through the generator. Now, I think, you know, when we talk about this peak and, you know, maximum and versus RMS. All right, now let's start here. Remember that Ohm's law still applies, right? So we're given the resistance, we are given also the voltage. However, they've told us that this is the peak voltage. So in order for us to calculate RMS, firstly, we need VRMS. So VRMS is Vmax divided by the square root of 2. And so that's 170 divided by root 2. Okay, and that is our RMS voltage. Okay, that's volts, not amperes. All right, now we want to calculate the RMS current. So we know that V is equal to I multiplied by R. But remember, if I'm using RMS, I have to use RMS there, right? So this is going to be 170 over root 2. My IRMS is what I'm looking for. My R, the resistance, is 100. Okay, and we can divide both sides by 100. And that should give us, sorry, our IRMS value. Going to work it out just now. So we know this is 170 over root 2. And this is divided by 100. Okay, and I get an RMS current of 1.2 amperes. Okay, right. Now, how you could have actually calculated this as well is you could have said, look, I'm given the peak voltage, so V max will be I max times R. So you could have found out what I max is, right? So that's 170 I max times 100. Okay, divide both sides by 100. And so that gives you an I max value of 1.7 amperes. And so you say to find IRMS, that is going to be I max divided by square root of 2. So 1.7 over root 2. And I can assure you, you'll get 1.2 amperes. Okay, so that is how we will proceed with that. Right, now let's go on to the next question, right? So, in this case, let's look at what we will, okay. So they say this generator is now changed to a DC generator. Remember, we had an AC generator at first. They say the coil is rotated at the same speed as before, right? What change was made to the AC generator to convert it to DC? So we must have changed slip rings into split rings. Okay. Slip rings changed to split rings. Okay. Right. And then they say state the energy conversion in a DC generator. Well, it hasn't changed from an AC generator. It is still from mechanical energy to electrical energy. Right, that's the function of a generator. Okay, and they say to us, will the peak voltage of this generator still be 170? Choose from yes or no. Well, it will definitely still be 170 for as long as everything else remains the same. We still will be able to get the same peak voltage. The only difference between AC and DC is that whilst the one changes direction, DC doesn't change direction. Okay, right, but the peak will definitely be the same. And that brings us to the end of question number 9. So we are going to look at question 10, which is the last one.